Meeting. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Community members, thank you as well. As you can see from our agenda tonight is a special meeting. It's not a regular meeting. And again, as you can see from the agenda, the entirety of our agenda items will be in closed session. We will have public comments, and of course, we'll open our meeting, but again, the majority will be in closed. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
You have a motion?
Thank you.
I'll second.
Oh, second.
Thank you, both of you. Wendy?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
All right. Then let us move to the Pledge of Allegiance. And Dr. Silvers, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I sure will. If everyone can stand. The right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will move to from the public, and in accordance with Board Bylaw 9323C, individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board. The board shall limit the total time to 20 minutes. Ms. Subaki, do we have any public comments?
We do. We have so far 6 public comments this evening. The first person I'd like to invite to speak her public comment is Julie Hobner. Can we move her over, please?
Thank you.
May I begin? Hello, my name is Julie Hopner, and I'm a Wiseburn resident. I was dismayed to read the public letter sent to Da Vinci Schools on March 16th. You released this letter 24 hours before DV principals were scheduled to present detailed reopening plans to their families. Your objection was that there was no plan released to date when you knew that these meetings were going to take place. Why not wait until the plans were released? Your last line is that you want to heal the divisions in the community, yet you write a letter that is combative and vaguely threatening in tone. It has, in fact, made me feel that your real desire is to drive a fissure between the Wiseburn and Da Vinci boards and make the public choose, which is the opposite of healing divisions. As you say, you have an obligation to listen to your community members, and I am a community member. This letter does not represent me at all. You excoriate Da Vinci for lack of transparency, yet you do not tell us what numerous communications really means. In his letter, Dr. Wonder alluded to 30 community members who contacted him. Can you tell us if this is approximately the same number for you? In his letter, in the letter, in bold-faced words, you write that Da Vinci was born out of the Wiseburn Unified School District when in fact there would be no Wiseburn USD without Da Vinci. The history of Da Vinci and Wiseburn is complicated, and your attempt to oversimplify that history indicates to me that you are rewriting the narrative for your own purposes. Da Vinci Schools has been a highlight of this district and one of the reasons that I and many of my neighbors decided to move to the district. Now is not the time to alienate the innovative leaders who made that possible. Why is your reopening plan the only reopening plan? Why are you not open to listening to plans that are developed by the educators who know their students best? I know you are not open to hearing them because you didn't wait to hear DV principals and teachers present their plans. I, for one, am pleased that Da Vinci is trying to provide support to the most people in ways that make sense for the context, not trying to approximate a pale version of their past schedule simply because it was their past schedule. I fully support DV's current decision to allow their teachers to choose whether they can best serve their students virtually or in person. Da Vinci has thus retained their teachers' trust, and this will have long-term ramifications for how these valuable educators view their leadership. I request that you retract the letter of March 16th, or at least acknowledge that it does not represent the majority of your community members. There's no way for you to have known that at the time you wrote it. Openly affirm that you will continue to authorize Da Vinci Schools and allow Da Vinci Schools to continue to operate as independently as it has done since its inception. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Hubman.
Thank you. The next one, I don't know if she's here. It is Julia Bloomquist. Let me look over here, hold on. Okay, I don't have Julia on here. If she comes in, we'll come back to her. I have a few more and there are other ones coming in, so I apologize if I'm going to flip back and forth. Okay, the next one is being read on her behalf. It is for Ivy Huey. Reopen schools safely. We cannot have another COVID surge. I support Da Vinci schools continuing to operate independently. I support the innovative high schools they run. The next one is from Pamela Hayes. She asked that I read that. I am a Wiseburn resident who specifically chose this district because of my faith and trust in Da Vinci schools. Their decisions during this unprecedented pandemic has been difficult, I am sure, but we as a family, our children, our neighbors, our classmates, we fully support that DV is always mindful of families, health, and well-being of its students and staff. This is why DV stands out compared to the other options we had in the Wiseburn School District. DV is mindful and respectful and caring. Please don't ruin their magic with your bureaucracies. I have one more from Christy Zurich. We absolutely love Da Vinci and support them on their decisions. Da Vinci schools rock. Okay, let me look again. Okay, I do not have Julia Bloomquist, so pardon me, but I'm reading off of a screen here now. Did I read Zurich? Yeah. Okay, so Jacqueline Riccati, I'm so sorry about your last name. I support Da Vinci schools continuing to operate independently. I support the innovative high schools they run. Amber Mujib. I request Da Vinci be able to operate independently. And I have a comment from Tasneem Sutawala. And let me see if I can. My family has been part of the DV community for 10 years. I have 2 kids currently at DVD. I have always highly recommended the school to family and friends. Why? Not only because of their amazing academic programs and the real-world skills my kids are learning, but importantly because of their core values, including mindfulness of how we communicate with each other. Earlier today, I read the letter sent on March 16th by the Wiseburn board, and I am just appalled at the language and tone. Those opinions that you claim have been stated by parents do not represent those of myself or my family. We are in full support of Dr. Wonder and the Da Vinci board and their thoughtful decisions, which have consistently prioritized the well-being of students, teachers, and community. Thank you. And that is all that I have.
Well, thank you all for your, is that it? Ms.
Yeah,
Ivaki?
one last look for Julia Bloomquist, and I do not have her.
All right. Thank you all for your comments. We appreciate them. We hear you, and they go into the mix. So thank you very much. At this time, I believe we will move to closed session. So we will, I guess, can I have a motion to adjourn open session at this time?
Yeah, we have a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Subaki?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a good evening, everybody.